Hello and welcome to The Insider, where we give you an inside look into your local community. We've partnered with local cities to give you some pandemic motivation to get active and eat better as part of our Move More, Eat Healthy series. I'm your host, Brisa Colon. We are in the beautiful city of Buena Park. Let's get the inside look and meet our first guest. We are here at the beautiful Silverado Trail located in the city of Buena Park, and I'm here with a very special guest, the mayor of Buena Park, Traut, to give us the inside scoop. Thank you so much for having us today, Mayor.
Thank you for being here. We're excited to have you.
So my first question is, for the folks at home that don't really know much about the trail, can you tell us more about what it has to offer and the history of the trail?
Yeah, the trail was founded back in 2017. Right here, we're under power lines, so you can't build anything here. So we thought, you know what? We should have a great community benefit right here in the heart of the community to get people outside, active, and engaged. And so that's what we did. We created a trail here that has pavement and granite, so it gets people out here to go running, to be walking their dogs. And we actually see a lot of people out here today, which makes it very exciting.
That's amazing. And I understand, people of all ages, all abilities can come in and really enjoy this park. Why is inclusivity so important to the city of Buena Park and this trail?
Well, we want to make sure that all residents, no matter their abilities or their ages, have access to having outdoor activities and this just excitement to explore your own community.
That's amazing. And I understand it was built on the foundation of environmental exploration. Why is environmental exploration so important?
Well, we're creating this not just for the generations of today, but the generations of tomorrow. This really is the beginning of this path and really this parkway open for the whole community. This is just phase one of many more phases to come, and keeping the environment as the forefront of these plans is going to be of the utmost importance for many generations to come.
Everyone's been stuck inside for the pandemic, and coming out to spaces like these are just so amazing and such a great opportunity to get out and get outside. What does that mean to the community, and have you seen more people coming to this park, during the pandemic?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we actually live right along this trail, and so we get to walk our dogs out here every evening at sunset. Before the pandemic, we were maybe seeing 20 to 30 people we'd run into throughout our hour stroll. Now we're seeing nearly 100 every single evening. This place is packed. We're out here in the middle of an afternoon on a weekday, and you can see we have dogs over here. We had more people with dogs, actually right over here too. We didn't stage any of this. This is great. This is just how it is 24 or throughout all the daylight out here. So the community is really engaged and active to be out here. People just want to get outside, especially when they've been locked inside for so long. And something else that's really great is that we're right next to an elementary school. So kids get off of school and they get to have a nicer walk home, and they get to really enjoy the great outdoors a little bit longer.
And I understand the park also has a lot of environmentally friendly spaces here. Can you tell me more about how the park and the trail is environmentally friendly?
Yeah, so not only do we have some decomposed granite for people to be able to walk on, we make sure that we keep all the space well maintained and green. So we have a lot of grass here. We encourage residents to have the greenery. As you can see, the house right next to us here even has these large trees for everyone to enjoy the shade and the benefits from the trees. We've planted new trees right across the way and have community gardens right here along this trail as well.
That's amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Something special, something interesting about this trail that people just need to know about?
Yeah, so in this community, a lot of these homes, there's an area right in front of us where some of these homes were here back when the farms were in this area. So some of these homes are from the 1920s and 30s with the farm workers, back when there were dirt roads. And this trail right here is where a lot of farm workers would walk to get to their farms that were in now what's the city of La Palma down there. And I still get to hear some great stories from some of the grandkids and great-grandkids of their relatives who were a part of that history. And so it's great that we get to continue to update the history and update the interactivity with the community here at this trail.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and for introducing the community to Silverado Trail here in Buena Park.
Thank you so much to Mayor Traut for telling us more about the Silverado Trail. I can't wait to see what else Buena Park has to offer. We are here at the iconic Knott's Berry Farm, and I'm here with a very special guest.
Diana Bahena. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to be here. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Knott's Berry Farm here in Buena Park? It's so iconic. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We've been here for, believe it or not, over 100 years. So this year we're celebrating our 100th anniversary. The Knott family moved here back in the 1920s, and this was all farmland, and now it's grown to a theme park. We're actually the first theme park in Southern California, and we have a very unique story and start. We started out with a restaurant, which was Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant. Then it grew into this because the restaurant got so popular that we needed something to entertain our guests. Well, the family did. So they built what we're standing in now, which is the historic ghost town area. And from there, we also became very well known because of the Boysenberry, which was successfully harvested by Mr. Knott. And he harvests that, and it's a hybrid berry. It's three berries combined. It's blackberry, loganberry, and a red raspberry. So from there, he started making jams, boysenberry pies, which we're still very known for, and we still sell them here at the park. So yeah, we've been here for 100 years, and we're part of history here in California. So I think it's something so historic and important, and that we like to share with our family. So when we bring our guests out, old generations and new generations can still continue to have fun.
That's amazing. And what are some festivities and things going on to celebrate the 100 years?
Absolutely. So this summer, starting May 21st, we're celebrating with a Knott family reunion, which is our 100th celebration, which kicks off summer. And we have so much in store for our guests. We have new photo ops paying homage to past attractions. We have new food items. We have commemorative merchandise, new park characters that we're introducing. Yes, it's really, really neat. We also have nighttime entertainment. We have Knott Summer Nights, which has live music, DJs. We also have more food items because, of course. And then we also have a special moment with the newly redesigned K Tower. So it all culminates. It's gorgeous. It's going to be really something neat to see all of our loyal fans and guests coming out, enjoying, like I mentioned, with their kids, introducing new memories, but also reminiscing on the older memories that they've created over 100 years. And that all starts summer, May 21st, and it'll run through September.
That's amazing. And we're here at the park right now, and I see everyone with their families and everyone's back. How does it feel to be back? It's been such a hard year. How has it been, and how does it feel to be back?
It's been great. We've had a really good turnout. Everything, of course, is very safe. We want to provide a safe environment, especially now during COVID. Right now, we have season pass holders coming back. But like I mentioned, starting May 21st, we're open to the general public, but we will continue to follow CDC guidelines. So, of course, we're enforcing masks, social distancing. We're constantly sanitizing, but we also have a list of all of our safety procedures on our website at knotts.com, just so that we make sure everybody knows what we're doing, what we're enforcing, and we'll continue to do so. But it's been great having guests out, giving them that sense of normalcy again, just being able to enjoy new memories, create new ones, try all of their delicious boysenberry items, chicken, everything that you want to try out, and check out our new ride, Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair. Today they have a sneak peek of that. So it's really neat, and we're very excited, and it's been something that we've been waiting for so long.
That is amazing. You and your family should definitely come and visit Knott's Berry Farm. It is awesome. Try all the new food and, come and have a safe outing with your family. So you guys should all definitely come and visit Knott's Berry Farm. And we are here with another very special guest,
Kristen Saldivar.
So Kristen, tell me, what are you most excited about? We are back here at the park. What are you most excited about coming back?
Yeah, I'm so excited to see all our pass holders be back in the park, getting to enjoy it and have so much fun with their family now.
That's awesome. And where can people find tickets? How can people come back to the park? How does that work?
Yeah, now we have to have reservations in order to meet our capacity limits. So you can get your reservations at knotts.com.
So make sure you visit knotts.com so you can get your reservation. Thank you so much to Diana Bahena for having me here at Knott's Berry Farm. I'm so excited to see what else Buena Park has in store. I am here at our next location, the Bacon House and Whitaker James Estate. Amanda Mendoza and I are interviewing two very special guests. Amanda, take it away.
Thanks, Thanks, Brisa. So today we have with us is Art Brown. So thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Can you tell us a little more about what you do here and a little more about yourself?
Well, I'm the curator, which is a fancy name for manager. I make sure everything runs well in the office. I give tours, make sure the grounds are kept up by the city, and just generally run everything. It's just a manager's job. Fancy title.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little more about the history of the bacon avocado?
It was developed by James Bacon. Uh, he first got his love of avocados back when he was in high school. One of his instructors was also the bus driver. He had a love of avocados, and it got James interested in it. He continued on that after high school. He wanted to find an avocado that would grow in Buena Park in the cold temperatures we have here in the wintertime. So he actually planted 26 different avocado trees in the field and went on to see which ones were hardy enough to stand the cold. One time the temperatures got down to about 14 degrees here overnight one year, and the one tree stood out from the others because it survived the cold. Didn't know the fruit froze up, and the tree survived. So he kept working on that one, making it better. He crossbred it with a couple other types of avocados. And finally, in 1938, he registered the avocado with the American Avocado Association. It's still grown everywhere. It's a very hardy avocado. In Fallbrook, they use that in the low areas where it gets cold. In the higher areas where it's warmer, they use the Hass avocado. But throughout California, where they have cold temperatures, they use the Hass avocado. So it's now nationwide anywhere that has cold winters. It's a very nice avocado because it's smooth skin, easy to peel. The fruit inside is very smooth texture. Housewives love it because it spreads easily on sandwich bread, doesn't tear the bread up. It has saturated fats in it, so it's healthy. But it's just a good, healthy thing for have it on your sandwiches and salads. I love it in the salads. My wife makes them almost every dinner with a sliced up avocado, so it makes a good taste in it. But it was a very successful avocado after that. It's not as well known as the Hass, but people buy it because of the texture that know about it. So they try to advertise it more. But hardy avocado grows good in the cold. You can grow it anywhere in your backyard here. A number of people have it in their backyard here in the city. The high school has a grove of them, and some of the areas have 5 and 6 trees in the area. So it's a great avocado for this area and extremely healthy. And I urge you to go out and buy those bacon avocados and enjoy them.
Wow, not only does that sound absolutely delicious, but that's so innovative that it could grow in such cold climates. So that sounds very convenient.
I am here with Chris Brown, and can you tell me what is your role here at the Bacon House and Whitaker Estate?
Well, I'm the president of the Historical Society, and we put on different events, and I'm here to also make sure everything goes smoothly. And I do gardening, I do all kinds of things.
That's awesome. It is my first time here. I'm so excited to be here. Can you tell me a little bit about the events that y'all host here and how can people come and visit? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, usually in the springtime, we have a picnic, and it's an old-fashioned Old Town picnic. But we had to cancel it this year, but next year we'll have it on again. And then we also, during that time, we have the memorial bricks. We sell bricks for families, and that's in our garden. And so we didn't have the show this time, but next year we will. One of our big items that we have every year is the city puts on the Buena Festival. And all the booths are from the local people that have their own shops, or it could be the commissioners, or just what they sell all their own wares. So it's really nice that they can come. And generally we have coloring stations, They have, or they could make bracelets. They could do all kinds of things. And when the city has a stage and they put on the shows, and then the house is here, and hundreds of people get to see, adults and the children get to see the estate here, the both of the houses, and it really is. I'm hoping we'll get to do it this year. I haven't heard yet, but anyway, it's really fun for the kids and the families. And then we also have a dinner. It's at Thanksgiving, and normally everybody brings us a potluck. Well, we can't do that this year, but we're still trying to put it on, and it's over at the old church, and we might just have to have it catered. But there's so many different things that we have here and the different groups, and we really enjoy having the different groups like the Red Hat Ladies, and then the kids, of course, at their third grade curriculum. And so if you could look at the virtual tour, eventually we're also going to have one that'll be just for the kids as well with their third grade curriculum. And we love having people here in our restaurant. Paquito Mas should be opening by June. It's wonderful, great Mexican food. They're well known in California. And anyway, you can have your lunch and then come tour the houses. And you know, we're open normally Monday through Thursday, noon to 4. And we have appointments for on the weekends too, and it's free. So we'd love to have you.
It is so beautiful here. And some people, as you said, it's been difficult with COVID. Can you tell me about how the Bacon House is staying, safe, and, people are just can come out, recently it just opened back up. How is the Bacon House staying safe and people can come and enjoy in a safe way?
Well, we are at 25%, and I understand we can go to 50%. And if we also have the houses cleaned, and then we also, if you don't have a mask, we have a mask, we have alcohol, and we have Lysol spray. I mean, we do a lot to make sure for everyone's safety, that keep it clean and social distance.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for having us today. It's been such a pleasure. This is definitely such a gem here in Buena Park. And if you have the time, please come out. It is very safe to come and enjoy and, appreciate the history of Buena Park. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you. Glad you came.
Thank you so much to Mr. and Mrs. Brown for having us today at the Bacon House and Whitaker Janes Estate.
Let's see what else Buena Park has in store for us. Today, we're at the wonderful Certified Farmers Marketplace here in the city of Buena Park. What many don't know is that this farmers marketplace has much to offer its residents. Joining us today is Lee Ostendorf. We're so excited to have you here today, Lee.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad you guys came by.
First off, I'd like to ask you, can you introduce yourself?
I'm the coordinator for the farmers market here at Buena Park for the city.
How long has this farmers marketplace been operating?
We're just about to celebrate 15 years.
What type of produce does this farmers marketplace have to offer its residents?
Well, all of our produce is grown in California. They're certified farmers that are certified by the state of California that they grow what they sell. And we have everything from citrus, your everyday vegetables, to unusual things like the Asian vegetables, which have just started coming in, and also the stone fruits, which is seasonal, and they're coming in now. So it's a great time to shop at a farmer's market.
Wow, everything here sounds so fresh, and that really motivates me to eat a lot healthier. So, seeing that we're in a pandemic, I'd like to ask you, how has the marketplace been operating during COVID?
Well, it was tough in the beginning because we were only allowed to have some farmers. And then later on, we were allowed to have prepackaged goods, baked goods and things like that. And then things like hummus and yogurts and other baked goods. And then finally, hot foods came back, and then the arts and crafts. And so we're at about 75% capacity now, and hopefully in the next few weeks when Governor Newsom opens things up, it'll be a great time to celebrate.
Well, everyone here seems so happy just to be involved in this community and be involved here at the farmers market. So I'm excited to see what's going to be like when it's at 100% capacity. So seeing how excited and involved everyone is here, I'd like to ask you, what is the significance that this farmers marketplace has in the community? And are there any regulars?
We have regulars that come every week, that never miss. And it's very popular. It's just a great place to go to meet up with friends and still have that distancing but have some communication with other people. It's just been wonderful, very therapeutic. It really gives them, no admission, lots of parking. They can stay as little or as long as they want, and there's just so much to choose from. So it's such a good variety.
That's amazing. I'd like to ask you, what is your favorite aspect of the market?
Oh, gee, it's just the variety. I love the fact that we have so much variety, and it keeps it interesting and fun.
I agree. Earlier you mentioned like all the different types of fruits and vegetables here. So it just sounds like an amazing way to just, take a part, like be a part of this community, really get involved and seeing what this city has to offer. And lastly, I'd like to ask you before we go, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
Just that I hope you can come out this summer. We'll be celebrating our 15 years all summer. We'll be at 100% capacity in probably 2 to 3 weeks. And we're just excited about that. And we want to celebrate that we're getting back to the new normal.
Well, that's spectacular to hear. And like to everyone, just feel free to come here in this marketplace. Thank you so much, Lee, for coming. Now that we've learned more about the farmers market, let's speak to some of the vendors. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay. My name is Itzel Sukonosle, and I'm a vendor in the farmers market.
So what do you sell here?
I sell different kinds of vegetables and different varieties during the seasons, like strawberries, zucchinis, cucumbers, any kind of vegetables like chard, kale, carrots, beets, avocados, lemons, limes. So a lot of stuff that we grow during the year.
That sounds so fresh. It sounds like a lot of things you could put in salads or in different foods. So it sounds like you have such a wide variety here. So what is it like being here at the market?
I like to be here because I have the opportunity to offer to the people like natural stuff that we grow in our farm. And it's the best way, like, because it's fresh, without chemicals. And it's like, it's a different stuff than the stuff that's sold in the stores.
That's true. It sounds a lot more fresh. So I'd like to ask you before we go, what is your favorite aspect of the market?
My favorite aspect to talk with people. I like to interact with people. I like to explain, like I said, a lot of the difference between the store and the farmers market. So my best things are to talk with people. That's the best.
It sounds like a great way to really be involved in the community, especially here in Buena Park. We'd like to thank you so much for coming here today, Itzel.
Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your stay here.
Hi, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Of course, my name is Juan Carlos Chucunoxle, and I'm a vendor at the Buena Park Farmers Market.
So what produce do you sell here?
We have a good selection of potatoes, onions, we also have citrus, and a bunch of eggs.
So what do you like about being here at the farmers market?
We got a good selection of produce. First, it's very fresh. There's a lot of friendly people and friendly vendors that can help you with any question that you have.
So I'd like to ask you, what are some produce that you recommend here?
I would recommend the eggs that I sell. Not to tune my own horn, but we also have good potatoes, and we also have some mushrooms. So why not combine them and make a good omelet for your morning?
Lee told me that over here you have like a long line sometimes. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how you've been able to sell during the pandemic?
Sure. Ever since the pandemic struck, it's been really tough for a lot of people. For us, we've seen an increase in sales due to the fact that we have a good organization here at the farmers market. We have lines that will keep the customers separate, the respective social distancing, and we are happy to help anyone that comes here during this pandemic as well.
That's lovely to hear. And like you mentioned earlier, those eggs and potatoes are picture perfect. They look so fresh, like they could be in a magazine.
Exactly. Yes, yes. These eggs were all late yesterday, and the potatoes, everything seems it's picked a day before to keep it fresh and last a long time in your shelf.
Well, thank you so much for coming here today. It was lovely speaking to you, Juan.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, guys.
Today, we're at the beautiful community gardens in the city of Buena Park. What many don't know is that these gardening plots have much to offer its residents. Joining us now to give us the inside scoop is Community Services Supervisor Dale Carrata and Senior Community Services Coordinator Michelle Van Sickle. Thank you so much for joining us today, Michelle and Dale.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little more about these gardens and when they were made?
Sure. So these plots, so we're under the Edison right-of-way property. This land belongs to Southern California Edison. We're between Knott Avenue and Holder Avenue. And the city has been leasing this land, this property from Edison since 1969. So for the last 52 years, the community gardens has existed here in Buena Park.
Wow, that's a long time, but it's amazing to hear that they were established so long ago, and yet they're still a very active part of the community.
So much so that we're currently working on a renovation project too for the gardens to upgrade the fencing, the driveways and pathways. We want to put a piece of artwork out in front, but certainly we want to advertise a name, a community garden. So many people drive by and they're not sure what this is. They might think it's a nursery or some other land that Edison has leased out, but not knowing that this is something that the Buena Park residents can actually take part in.
What type of plants are grown here?
We have a big variety of plants depending on the time of year. Right now, what's very popular to grow are items like tomatoes. You'll see different types of melons, different types of squash. The gardeners really like to grow kale here as well to use in their homes. The gardens are really, the gardeners are allowed to grow whatever they feel comfortable with, whatever they'd like to grow in their plots. We have some restrictions. They cannot have any types of plants with thorns, so types of rose bushes or types of cactus. Other than that, they're free to grow what they'd like.
How can someone reserve a plot in the community gardens?
Right now, our plots are open to residents, so all of our gardeners are Buena Park residents. In the month of September, we allow all of our current gardeners to renew their plots. And then in October, we welcome in any new gardeners who would like to try gardening and give the plots some love too.
So that's very interesting. So if any Buena Park residents are interested in owning a plot, please remember this information. That sounds really interesting. So what are the benefits of having a plot in a community garden compared to having a plot in a private garden?
Well, if you have the luxury to have space in your backyard to grow a garden like this, then you're fortunate. But so many people don't have that space, and they really take advantage of the opportunity to have a garden plot the size of what we can offer them, and then they can grow much bigger and different types of crops and things that they can use in their home.
So that sounds really amazing, just to be able to have a place where you can go to just grow your own plots. And so kind of piggybacking off of that, so what are the benefits of growing plots here to the community?
We offer the plots to the community to be able, like Dale said, to be able to grow things that they wouldn't typically be able to do at home. A lot of our gardeners maybe live in apartments or smaller houses that don't have this type of access to gardening. It also allows people who do this as a hobby and have the knowledge that they can come out, they can share with other gardeners their expertise. They like to share with us what they're growing and how they're growing it. So it gives them a chance to interact with the community as well as just participating in their hobby.
So during the COVID pandemic, I understand that some businesses or some areas had some difficulty with trying to manage these places and ensure that social distancing still occurs. So how have the community gardens been able to adapt to the pandemic?
Well, we're in the community services department, and we had to close many things down during the COVID pandemic. But we're fortunate, the gardens were fortunate anyway, this being outdoors, we didn't have to close the gardens down. And people can socially distance out here all along and wear masks, and they were still able to take part in gardening through the pandemic, which for a lot of folks was a much needed break to kind of get away, to be able to go outside and still take part in things and see some of their friends or other gardeners that are out here. So it was a real benefit for them to be able to still garden through the pandemic.
So it sounds like there's a real sense of community here, and that's, in my opinion, that's absolutely beautiful that so many people can contribute to this community gardens and be a part of the community and engage with one another. So I'd like to ask you, in regards to that, what are your favorite parts about this garden? Is it a sense of community? Are there any special events that are being held here that you really enjoy?
Yeah, definitely interacting with the community. Just when they come in, they have so much knowledge that they want to share. Then this is their outlet to be able to do that. So them interacting with us and seeing them interact with each other is definitely a benefit. We also do, during the year, the FIT committee does classes that teaches, anyone is welcome, but teaches the gardeners about what to grow, how to grow it, and also teaches the families about healthy eating and how they can use the gardens to bring that back to their table.
Just to piggyback that, I would say what we really like is that the gardeners, in addition to what Michelle said, the gardeners sort of have built their own community here and taken a life of their own, and they we welcome anybody else to take part in it. As garden plots become available, we're very fortunate still here in the City of Buena Park to be offering the community gardens. What we're hearing from Southern California Edison, they're not so much going the route of opening or allowing other gardens to open up. So this is kind of a long-running hidden treasure here in Buena Park, and we hope to keep it going for years to come.
That sounds beautiful. And before we leave, I'd like to ask you, is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience?
Michelle?
I really would like the community to know that we do have this garden. It is a great place to come out to get some fresh air, to interact with other people with the same hobbies and same ideas. And if they're new to gardening, if they're not exactly sure what to do, there are plenty of people here that will definitely help them and get them started. And it's just a great place to come out and be in the community.
And I would just reiterate that please contact us. We're in the Community Services Department. You can call our office at 714-562-3860, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have and see if we can get you involved here at the community gardens.
Thank you so much, Dale and Michelle, for joining us. Let's see what else Buena Park has to offer. Joining us now is one of the community members that contribute to these community gardens, Diana Bejarano, who's the program manager for America on Track. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thank you for coming out.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little more about yourself and what you do?
So I am Diana. I am the program manager at America on Track. We're an award-winning nonprofit organization, and we have been helping the community garden through the FIT committee here at Buena Park. We have been facilitating some of the meetings that they've had, and they had a lot of interest in learning about new ways of eating healthy, which the City of Buena Park had a wonderful idea to provide this plot for them for free. They were able to build the boxes as well, and American Track had the opportunity to secure in-kind donations from 2 nurseries, the Home Depot, a mulch hauler, and 2 interns from Cal State Fullerton, as well as 2 dedicated staff members that would be able to coordinate different meetings, different points of contact, and interpretation from English to Spanish at all of the meetings as well.
Wow, sounds like an amazing program.
Yes.
And it's amazing to hear that Buena Park was able to contribute so much to America on Track.
Yeah, it was definitely a team effort, and all of the members definitely were able to benefit from all of the different activities that we had here, including their families. Their children were able to taste different vegetables that they weren't used to tasting, and the parents also let us know that some of the things that they were growing here, like kale or eggplant, was something that they would probably never consider purchasing at a store before, but thanks to all of the recipes that we were able to bring, they tried them again and realized that it was something that they could include in their diets to be a little bit healthier.
That inspires me to eat healthier and try more vegetables.
Definitely.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the plants you grow in these plots?
Yes, so we actually were able to help them out with 2 master gardeners that we brought in to teach them about seasonal vegetables and how to plant them when it comes to which area of the garden could acquire a little bit more sunlight, which plants grow better together, and things of that nature. So with that information, they were able to kind of consider what they wanted to try. And by the end of summer, on the first year that they had the plot, they actually were able to host a salsa party here with tomatoes, different bell peppers, and different chili peppers that they were able to grab from the garden. So American Track set up the tents here. We brought in the extra ingredients, and there were 4 different recipes that they had. On that particular day, we invited the city, we invited our funders as well, and all of the family members of the participants. So it was definitely really fun.
Wow, salsa party, that makes me hungry. That sounds delicious.
Yes.
So that's really interesting to hear. So what is your favorite part about owning plots here?
Well, the best part definitely is the community that you get. The gardeners here are really, really nice. All of our neighbors are amazing. They even gave us little tips on how to, help out with a couple of the plants that were looking a little bit sad sometimes. So they, let us know that needs a little bit more sunlight or you're watering too much. So the community here is really awesome.
That's so interesting to hear. Thank you so much for not only contributing, but for speaking with us today.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana.
Appreciate it.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to the City of Buena Park, Knott's Berry Farm, the Whitaker Janes Estate, and CSUF. I'm Amanda Mendoza. Stay tuned for more hidden treasures throughout the OC as we continue this Move More, Eat Healthy series on Insider.